Here we go. So obviously I'm going to leave here. So here we can simply see to start with the template. Of course, you always had to save by clicking save. But now we're going to try to test with a new plant. So as usual, we'll come back here, we'll select undertake, but well, these are spring. So here I might select this one. I really like nature, so we'll take this one and we just want to come here. So of course, here I start the test mode, here for them to begin. In fact, there you go, play, listen, and here I come and hop, we want to paste. In fact, our model is here, we'll actually let it run in nature. So when you see there, so the system, so it is doing the sides. So of course, if we don't refresh, we can come back here to see the refresh. There you go. It is doing this listening there. So there it will display for me. In fact, it means if you don't actually see the flow of information, how it circulates. There's no need to panic to stop the flow. No, not at all. You will simply go here in the execution and you will actually see how the execution is done. Especially when we do updates at the level, especially actually the prints. It's always enough. And if it doesn't work, if you don't see, in fact, there you go. The circulation of information is done quite simply. And refresh your page. And as a result, the information, it will be displayed. But for me, right now, for example, since I have already launched the request and since the pencil, in fact, is starting to create the video, that's it. There's really no need to stop and restart and actually lose the creation. I would actually like to go all the way and wait. So there we'll give it, let's say, a few minutes for it to finish. And then I'll just take a break and then wait for them to finish. As soon as I actually receive it here on Telegram, I restart the recording. So normally there automatically, I should actually see the display of the information. I will really leave this in real time so you can see it, perceive it. And normally here we shouldn't have any error messages. Even if there are messages, always keep in mind, read the flow of information carefully and try to go to see exactly what the error message is. And here, of course, to provide an update according to the message. And that's how we actually debug any system on N8N. I really want to make sure that when you import the file, you'll actually be able to run it because really it's a very interesting file. It will save you a lot of time if you want to either automate and create videos automatically with AI. So these are the first 4 steps that work very well. Where it will shout, it will add the audio, the caption, and it will save it. Afterwards, if you just want to use the 5th step for distribution, it's also possible to do so, and it's very effective. I also advise you to do it. You also have the option not to work with Telegram. If you want to do it with WhatsApp, it's possible. I have already shared several videos on WhatsApp and how we can communicate and integrate WhatsApp into chat and information circulation. So what is very important actually, I think this tool is somewhat the core. Because this tool, why is it very interesting? Because I can already manually test and see if my videos are compatible or not. Because don't forget, each of these networks may sometimes require different resolutions. But the system I have created, you will generate a video that is compatible with all systems. So it's very interesting. Except Pinterest and Blue Sky, which do not support videos. But for everything else, the video with the dimensions I made, it's about the video that is the most optimized for all these networks. So now I'm coming back. Just here, we will return to our workflow and see where it has reached. So there you go. To not make the video too long, I will take a short break and have a look. As soon as it sends the message here on Telegram, we will read it together. And here we go. So now I see that it just sent me a telegram with the message. So the video has just been displayed. So what's a good sign here is that I simply have success. So therefore it means that it has been displayed correctly. So we will actually wait for the complete workflow to be displayed in order to actually see it. So that's a good sign, you see. So everything has been displayed well. So it won't cause any issues with the system. Come on, let's watch the video together to see a little bit of the quality of the production. So there I stopped the direction. So Therefore, in relation to what I asked it to do, it has done. Spring is exactly with a little touch. There I set them to 10 seconds. You have the possibility, of course, to comment on the duration of this video. And I would like to watch, so we will do a little bit. So the publication is happening there. I am actually updating the test pages, and you will see that it's incredible, actually. And of course, here, all this information, in fact, I can configure it. For example, just on YouTube, I will show you later, there are a lot of settings you can adjust depending on, in fact, the visibility and everything. These are small settings, you see, that I can therefore activate them. On my workflow, you see, because I can send, just a test and not leave it publicly visible, you see. So here it's on TikTok. And I will go to the Facebook page. It should be added there as well. There you go. And on the get-ins, it's the same thing. There you go. So it has just been added. Of course, there are some settings that I can obviously add them adjusted so that the system actually can simply function correctly, at least in relation to all these options. Here, if I just take, for example, here, just in case to see, YouTube, for example, if I go to YouTube, in terms of my coding and all that in the documentation, I have explained it very well. Here, I actually indicate that it is not visible, but if I actually want to change it to make it visible. And all this documentation, in fact, is provided by it, is well detailed, in fact, by this partner, or this site, or this interface, which is Blue Taito, actually on Blue Taito. If I show you on the documentation, you will find all the parameters that you can adjust in relation to your project. Because in terms of configuration, each network is given its own codes because it changes between there. If I look, I will show you. Even here, it gives me actually the requirements, if you will, at the level of this system, and it's very important. And in terms of publication for each social network, you will see here, for example, if I go to YouTube or TikTok, there are many. I take the case of YouTube. There you go. I'm on YouTube. For example, on YouTube, it tells me about the appearance. Do you want it to be private, public, or not published? So all these parameters are very well explained. Later, in the training, they are given in detail. So to download the complete workflow with the documentation, you simply go to my website, na10.drfirst.evip. Here, on this website, you just enter your name, your email address, and you receive the complete workflow. But be careful, there is one piece of information that is very important, the creation of this workflow. Here, from a blank page, step by step, to understand the exact configuration for each of these parameters. There, Terusha, because even here, in fact, because if you want to customize the workflow, the use of these APIs, the use of these plants, these JSON files, how I create them, how I set them up. If you simply want to become an expert in creating these workflows from A to Z, I have put together a whole package where I have included videos. Step by step for this workflow. Really, I start with a blank page and I simply begin the creation. For example, here. This is a bit of the result of the training where I started to show exactly how I do it. The creation of this workflow. To be able to download the complete video or the full training on this workflow, I have made it in a global package. I will show you right away how to access it to get the comprehensive training from beginner to expert in everything that is no code, automation, nothing, or make. So you will simply access my website, drfirst.vip. On this site, you will actually find a selection of 20 courses that contain 100 hours of lessons. The courses range from beginner to expert. You will find everything related to automation, everything related to no code, everything related to artificial intelligence. I actually start with the basics and gradually we will level up. There are several workflows to work on. There are several practical workshops. And above all, you will find source codes ready to be downloaded, deployed, and tested. The goal is that if you watch an hour and a half of videos per day, after 2 months, you will be able to create your own workflow and develop complex systems ready to be used in your company or even to be sold. So accessing the course here is very simple. You will enter your email address here. Once you type in the email address, you will also use my promo code YT20. So this is a code I provided for my YouTube community. This will obviously give you an additional discount. And of course, a 14-day guarantee. This means that after 14 days, generally, if you manage to have about 20 hours, you will feel that your level has just advanced. And you will, of course, handle and use workflows much more easily. So the guarantee is 14 days. If after 14 days you haven't managed to progress, you can simply send an email and I will refund you due to the full amount of your payment. There, once you have access to the courses, you will see that, of course, everything depends on the package you have chosen. You will have access to the training sessions by Dr. Firas. So all of these are my courses that are also available on Udemy, of course. But here, the price is different. It's simply a package for my community to encourage them to move forward and learn much more easily with a much lower cost. If I take, for example, one of the courses, if I click here, you will always find that I start with what we call course support, where I provide you with access information, workflows to download PDFs. And so all my courses are organized in this way. There are always different videos on the left. If you click there you go. It will give you direct access to the video where I guide you step by step to be able to solve, enhance, or create your workflow in a very simple and smooth manner. So, always at the end of the course, you will have a final practical workshop where you will test your skills to ensure that you are capable of making these creations. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.